Hey guys! So I wanted to do a quick little video on planners and journals that I'm going to be using in 2018. It's already February, so I'm a bit late on this, but I kind of took January off because I just needed a bit of a break and needed to kind of reboost my creativity. So I'm starting late, but that's all good. So all of these have not been filled, well, except for my planner, but I'll get to that. So these are going to be the journals I'm planning to use, and I wanted to go over their brands and kind of what they feature and all that kind of stuff, so that in case you guys have any questions in terms of journals that you want to use, these are the ones that have worked well for me in the past, and one extra that I'm planning to use for the first time this year that I'll talk about. So my main art journals are all Moleskine Art Plus. This is probably my favorite art journal that I've used. It's not perfect. There are a few things I would change if I could, but it's served me well so far, and I think all of my art journals have been a Moleskine Art Plus. It's got a sort of ivory or cream page, so not white. But pretty good, and it's got the elastic on the back, the pocket, and all that kind of stuff, the black cover, and it is a hardbound or hardcover. And yeah, I've filled up quite a few of these in the past years, and I'm not 100% in love with them though. There's a few things that I would really love. I would love it if they had white pages, because I much prefer white over that kind of off-white color that they have. And I wish the paper quality was just a smidge better. It's pretty good. It can withstand most watercolor and ink, but I do get bleed through occasionally, and I kind of want something that's more of like a watercolor paper. But the only other Moleskine watercolor notebook that they have opens this way, and I don't really want that. I want one exactly like this, but with better paper. So yes, this is the Moleskine Art Plus. This is going to be my personal journal, the Rhodia web notebook. It comes in a dot grid. I love the dot. It's nice and subtle so that it won't like stand out too much when you're actually using it. I filled up one of these last year, and I loved it. It works really well. In comparison to and I'm going to butcher the name here, I'm sorry, but the Lecture notebooks. I have had one of those in the past, and I didn't love it. I found that there was still quite a bit of bleed through with anything that wasn't like a ballpoint pen, like highlighters and fountain pens. Any sort of ink would bleed through, and I wasn't really happy with that. This one is fantastic. It can withstand watercolors, inks, as long as they're not too heavy, highlighters, fountain pens, all that kind of stuff, any sort of heavier material. This guy is great. And the paper is Clairefontaine, which is like one of the best in terms of writing papers out there. It's so smooth and so nice, and I love this notebook. I'm probably not going to fill this up this year because I'm not going to do as much as I did last year, but I still be using this one quite a bit. This is going to be my new one for this year. I've wanted to buy this brand for a while now. It's called a Stillman and Burn. I don't know if you can see it there. Stillman and Burn. And they are an actual sketchbook brand. They're an American brand, sketchbook brand. And their paper is amazing. They've got, I think, 4 series. The Alpha, Beta, Omega, and now this brand new one, which is called the Nova series. And I wasn't going to buy this notebook because I was like, for the longest time. Like, I love it, but it didn't have everything I wanted in it. But they came out with this Nova series, which I couldn't resist. It's got the beige pages, and it also came in a black and a gray, and I'm thinking of trying those out as well. And I was like, I can't resist. I want this notebook. It's not perfect because it's a soft cover, and I prefer a hard cover. If that doesn't bother you, then this might be a really good choice for you. And it also didn't have the elastic, and I need the elastic because I like just chuck my notebooks in a backpack and take it with me, so I need it to be able to stay shut so that the pages don't get like torn up and beat up in a backpack while I'm taking it places. But then I figured, you know what, I can just make my own. So I've bound books before, so it's not that hard. So I just made 2 slits here and here, put my elastic in, and then used PVA glue to glue it down, and I used some board here to hold it all together and hold it steady, and it's been working great. This is like really, really sturdy. In fact, this has been perfect. I kind of wish I had done one for the front cover as well, but whatever. So yeah, now that I've added in the elastic, this is basically like the perfect notebook, and I'm really, really excited for this one. I've given their paper quality, I've tested their paper quality before, and I've really, really liked it. So I have very high expectations. I'm really excited to try this out. And then finally, my planner. I found this planner at a thrift store for $3.99. It is like a no brand. I think it says here Boz. I'm not really sure that's a brand or not, but it's. I saw it and I was like, oh, this is pretty neat. And then I bought it because I figured might as well give it a try because this whole like bullet journal thing, I gave it a try last year and it didn't work for me. So I wanted to try like an actual ringed binder a try. And this has been my lifesaver last year. I used it for about 6 months now, and it is fantastic. I love it. It's exactly the same size as my art journals. So I think it's A4. I think it's A4, and it's perfect in every way. It's got the ringed binders, which means I can take things out, put them back in, and move things around as I need. The actual planner when I got it didn't have any paper in it or anything, and because it's a no brand, I wasn't sure what kind of inserts it took, and then I kind of figured, you know what? I can just make them myself. I have a paper trimmer. I'm going to give it a try, and that's what I did. I made like 6 months worth of paper, and it's perfect that way because I like using fountain pens and heavier materials in my planner as well. And if I made my own paper, I could have the better paper quality. And it wasn't that difficult to do. Like, it didn't take that much time to do and all that, because I did like 5 or 6 sheets at a time and then just filled them in as I needed. And it's been great. I have my week on a page. This space I use for like notes and stuff like that. All this, like that kind of thing. Lots of stickers in here. I love stickers. And everything here I made myself. Like, I've got my little tabs to show the months, which I did this way, because I prefer it that way. And my shopping lists at the back here. The front, this is just cardstock over here. The front has my washi samples and my post-it notes. I use those pretty frequently for when I have things that move from week to week, like if I'm tracking my online purchases or shopping lists and stuff like that. If I didn't get to it last week, I just move the post-it note into the next week. It works out great. My little washi samples. Yeah, I've got in the back here my stickers and all that kind of stuff. And I love it because this keeps everything like nice and small. And I can just like chuck this in with the rest of my planners, and I have everything I need in here. Like, basically, this thing is my life, and for $4.99, it's been an absolute lifesaver. So love it, absolutely love it. And so I made about 6 months worth of paper, and that way I've got a bit to go before I have to make some more. And yeah, so these are my journals and notebooks of 2018. The Moleskine Art Plus, the Rhodia Web Notebook, Stillman and Byrne Nova series, and whatever the hell brand that is, I don't know, but I love it. So yeah, these are the ones that have worked out really well for me. If you have any questions about brands that I've tried that have just disappointed me, give me a shout in the comments, and I'll let you know if it's something I've tried and if it's something that has been terrible. But yeah, I recommend, if you use lots of watercolors or inks, to go for actual sketchbook quality journals. A lot of the ones you'll find at like the bookstore and stuff are usually, they're really beautiful colors, but covers, but the actual paper quality is just not great at all, so I don't recommend them. So yeah, these are mine. If you have any questions, pop into the comments and I will answer them as best I can. And yeah, so happy planning, happy journaling, and I'll see you guys soon.